Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's be totally honest here. If you've been using AI lately, you've almost certainly hit that wall. You know the one. You type in a question, and what you get back is this generic, totally unhelpful, just incredibly boring wall of text. It's super frustrating, right? Well, today, we're going to fix that once and for all by exploring the only 3 prompts you actually need to master. Because really, here's the big question we need to start with. Why do AI chatbots sometimes sound like absolute robots? Well, the truth is, AI isn't some magical mind reader. It's actually a lot like an eager, incredibly hardworking, but very, very literal-minded intern. If you give this intern vague instructions, well, you're going to get a vague robotic result. They need crystal clear instructions from you to truly shine. To get those brilliant results, we're basically building a Swiss Army knife for AI today. Our agenda covers 1, the prompt formula, 2, the teach me prompt, 3, the think with me prompt, 4, the improve this prompt, and 5, your new AI toolkit. Let's get right to it. Section 1, prompt formula, the universal baseline. Okay, let's dive into this to establish our absolute baseline rule of AI communication. If you want to completely cure the problem of bad AI answers, you have to provide this exact matrix every single time you type a prompt. It's made up of 5 pillars. First, role. Who should the AI be? An expert copywriter? A middle school science teacher? Second, goal. What exactly do you want it to do? Third, context. What background information does it absolutely need to know to do the job right? Fourth, output. How should the answer be formatted? Like, do you need a table or a bulleted list? And finally, constraints. Are there any limits or specific requirements? Maybe a strict word count or telling it to avoid corporate jargon. When you map these out, for example, saying, as a science teacher, write a 200-word bulleted list explaining gravity to a 10-year-old without using math, your literal-minded intern suddenly knows exactly what success looks like. Moving to Section 2, Teach Me, your expert tutor. We're turning that intern into a highly personalized expert tutor. The prompt goes, act as an expert teacher. Teach me this topic as if I'm a complete beginner. Start with a simple explanation, then explain using an everyday analogy. After that, teach me the important concepts in order. Finally, give me a short quiz to test what I learned. Don't assume I already know technical terms. Now, what's really interesting about this is how perfectly it utilizes the role and constraints from our universal formula. You're explicitly telling the AI to drop the robotic encyclopedia act and meet you exactly where your knowledge level is at. And just look at this brilliant learning progression. Step 1 starts with a simple explanation, followed by Step 2, an everyday analogy, then Step 3, teaching the important concepts in order, and finally Step 4, finishing up with a short quiz. By literally walking the AI through these specific steps, it essentially guarantees you actually grasp a complex topic. You aren't being overwhelmed by a flood of jargon. Instead, you're being guided step by step, exactly like a world-class teacher would do in a real classroom. On to Section 3. Think with me, your thought partner. This one shifts the AI from a simple answer machine to a genuine thought partner. You tell it, act as an experienced advisor. Help me think through this problem instead of immediately giving me an answer. Ask me questions if needed. Point out assumptions I'm making. Show the pros and cons. Tell me risks I might not have considered. Recommend the best option and explain why. So, the crucial point is, we are explicitly commanding the AI not to just spit out an immediate answer. We're actually asking for pushback, for deep analysis, and for a real two-way dialogue. Think about how a beginner usually approaches this. A standard prompt just asks for the answer. It's kind of lazy and it definitely leads to blind spots. But this power prompt, asking the AI to help me think, point out assumptions, show pros and cons, and tell me risks, that creates a much safer, significantly more robust decision-making process. You aren't outsourcing your thinking, you're stress testing your own ideas with a highly logical digital advisor. Section 4. Improve this. Refine your work. This is the perfect way to have AI refine your work without losing your unique voice. You say, improve the following. Don't just rewrite it. Explain what's weak, suggest improvements, then provide a polished version. Finally, tell me why your version is better. And this brilliantly illustrates how setting firm boundaries puts you completely in the driver's seat as the editor. It totally prevents the AI from just wiping away your personality and replacing it with that generic robot speak. By demanding these 4 specific outputs, explain what's weak, suggest improvements, provide a polished version, and tell me why it's better, you're doing something a little bit magical. You don't just get a better draft handed to you. You actually get a personalized masterclass in editing. You learn how to be a better writer yourself,
all because the AI is showing its work and explaining the why behind every single one of its edits.
Section 5. New AI Toolkit, pulling it together. Let's move to and see how this all builds together.
It really all comes down to this simple equation: the universal formula plus teach me plus think with me plus improve this equals an empowered prompt engineer. And hey, that's you. You now have a complete, highly structured toolkit. Just remember, treating AI like an eager intern and giving it these structured, boundary-setting instructions changes absolutely everything about the quality of the results you're going to get.
So the power is entirely in your hands. Now that you have the formula, what will you build next? Take these 3 specific prompts, apply them to your own daily workflows, and just watch how that literal-minded intern transforms into your absolute most valuable collaborator. Thanks so much for diving into this explainer with me, and happy building.